allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Public discussion?
I just came because I saw about the CO2 pipeline discussion.
But I get you. Well, we're in it together, Nick. That's for sure.
I came for the CO2 pipeline discussion.
Yeah.
Okay.
Unless you have any questions about the email I sent.
No, I seen it.
Okay, all right, I didn't know if you had any questions.
No, I don't think much has changed.
Pardon me?
I don't think anything's changed since last week. She sent an email about, I bring it up.
The carbon dioxide plume, if the pipeline were to rupture, how far the plume of carbon dioxide goes, it can kill people.
About 8 million, yeah. She's.
No, it's 1.5.
I just wanted to make sure I didn't miss.
I can send it to you.
No, that's fine. No. I just wanted to make sure I didn't miss something I was supposed to do.
Yeah, me too.
She only gets about
It's
20,
gonna have to be
50 a
slow.
day.
Yeah. Say what? Everyone can't hear you.
She only gets about 50 a day each. With that, do I have a motion to approve the agenda and minutes dated December 6th? Motion by Clark, second by Casey. Any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed, motion carried unanimous. We are up to monthly update from the secondary road foreman.
Of course I do, but here. Thank you. I read
That's rain, that snow, we had a lot of it.
You guys know how lucky you are, it's raining instead of snowing.
Well, actually, the temperatures are where they're at too.
Yes.
That is nice.
Everybody's skating.
Gravel roads are slick this morning.
Oh yeah, with that water on top of that pack snow, I knew they would be.
I went down the hill and I wasn't quite sure I was gonna make the corner or not.
Stay in the middle, keep it straight.
Scott, on the last snow, how'd you guys get everything taken care of? Did you help each other out, or what'd you do up there?
Yeah, some of Bill's guys took some gravel or some blacktops. Chris Galehouse out of my shop went up there and run a grader, and then I went up and after I got my stuff done here in town, I went up and run another grader.
Yeah, it was definitely, I mean, between Bancroft, Wesley, Lakota, and
Everybody just took a little.
Paul, we all, and they just right away, they were on the radio talking with each other, running some extra length of pavement and everything. That Titanca is kind of a unique situation as far, even Lone Rock went over, I don't know if anyone from, well, Lone Rock, we're short a guy, got a guy now,
I
but
ran his territory.
Yeah.
that day.
so Lone Rock will run east and Lakota and Bancroft.
I didn't get any telephone calls, so you must have done all right.
I think
Yeah.
there were a few people that said they didn't out there quick enough.
We didn't, it was a challenging snow, I mean,
Yeah, but
there was 6 inches of snow from north to south, east to west, and it just took some time.
you could do more harm on the gravel than good.
Well, the
Yeah,
blades
that's
wanted to
right.
hop that day, so you had to drive,
Yeah.
you had to drop a gear and move back and forth. And
It was just, you had that load on it, and now that's almost like when you're maintaining, you go too fast, the blade stops hopping, now you've got that on there, so, but, no, we started at 5 in the morning, and we didn't get off until after 5 that night. Some guys worked till 6. And then we came back Saturday morning, cleaned some things up and sanded, so. If you like snow, it was a pretty snow, but it was a lot of snow to remove.
She was heavy.
It was.
That's a new word to me.
What's that?
Pretty snow.
Oh, the first, have you ever seen that? I don't know, it's a Christmas letter or something like that where people move back and they get a pretty snow and shovel. And just got done shoveling the driveway and the snowplow operator goes by and that son of a gun, he threw snow into my driveway. And then I saw a deer, and then, but it all ends at hit another deer this week. That damn snowplow driver. So,
The trees were,
They were?
the trees.
Does Minnesota use brine?
oh yeah, I mean the interstate, the DOT definitely
An
does.
email.
We took off, went to Mankato Saturday morning,
Okay,
and 169 was wet until you hit Minnesota border.
yeah,
Between Elmore and Blue Earth, it was about that thick, packed tighter than heck on the highway.
yeah. You know, I don't know. You know, they do, whether they use it there or whether they were out with it or not.
But Blue Earth all the way to Mankato's fine.
Yeah.
Just that one strip, it was a bear. Well, Scotty, tell Rasmussen thanks for the big pile in front of my driveway again.
Got you filled in, did he?
He got me this time. He kind of alternates between me and the church every other time. It seems like I get the wet heavy one always.
You don't get that light fluffy.
Oh, and I got a 4-wheeler, and Red's got a tractor, and it doesn't quite work for me.
Yeah, I haven't got a chance to get down there, I gotta check that intersection there and see what I gotta clean up around that light pole and stuff.
Just a little bit there, otherwise the rest of the stuff's pretty dang good. I think he could have come a little bit sooner, but it was way late that day. He didn't get turned until the girl said until 1:30, 2 o'clock.
Yeah, 'cause, well, we were on, trying to get the blacktop scraped off, and, once it started thawing, then they were on gravels, and I pulled them back off to get them back on the blacktops, to run them one more time, and, which I'm glad we did, because they were 90% clear by the time we went home, so, because they were melting.
Plus,
And then you were going anywhere from 7 to 10 mile an hour, that's how faster you could go. Because once that bit, the blade starts biting, then you get that wheel lock going. But yesterday morning, rerunning them, you could run 19, 20 mile an hour. It was until after dinner, and then after dinner, when it warmed up again, then you started getting the hopping order to start again.
were you ever gonna get McCullen? You didn't get McCullen done, did you?
No, it was all located to do it, and then we had the bridge project, everything up north, all kind of loaded at the same time, and so we'll get her first thing next spring, it won't take long.
Is Munson still putting that big driveway in, Shane Simpson?
yeah, he came in and visited with me actually about it a little bit, so, he's planning on it anyway, right now.
He took those 3 barns down, they're going.
Yeah.
Right. But it's gonna take a little bit of work, we wanna make sure we get those in the, get those in the right elevation and everything, so.
Are you gonna take that corner one of Simpson's out?
That's up to them, I guess.
Seems like it holds water.
Well, it could, But, you know, that's actually drainage district. That's a private drain over a drain, a private drive over the drainage district. The other one we put in when we moved that, well, we put a big tile into that ditch a few years ago and then graded and,
You got rid of Bristow's Bridge. and you-
right, put those in at that time, yeah,
And you took all that guardrail that's along that road out.
right. So I do have those plans and I was looking that over and talked to Ron about it. Gotta get back in touch with him. I don't think that they're gonna be doing any work, yet this year.
It's gonna take a lot of fill. But it'll take the fill he's got on the old
Yeah.
one, move it over.
Right, they'll take from one spot, move it to the other.
Maybe it's hidden in this one somehow.
You have any idea where that's at? Who's they? We were on it, I know that. We'll look at it again. Okay.
Right here.
Is that the avenue or the street? East, west, or north, south?
I don't get beat by their, right there.
Cause they live right there in that corner.
North, south, and east, west, I would imagine.
Probably hate it.
One of the road that goes by Hannah, that thing's slick. That's bad. I was on a Saturday and it was good, you know, just snow.
Yeah.
Yesterday I went to the farm, I went right on by the driveway. She melted just enough.
Yeah.
Come Todd Holmes. Todd's.
We may have to put ice strips on them and run some of them, we could do that.
Well, I think, like you say, if you just, that V-pick might break that up. I mean, you're just gonna have to go slow is the biggest thing.
Yep. Just trying to break that glaze and.
I think Phil was gonna try and throw one on this morning and see how it works.
Phil was gonna try it?
Got that thing you got that takes the bumps out of the gravel?
Yeah, yep. That's all we got, carbide teeth in front of it, so that should really bite good out your thing.
Sent it to you, Bijou
But
found
if you
it.
go too deep, you're gonna tear the gravel off, won't you?
Well,
Yeah, you don't wanna put any pressure down, you wanna use float.
They want gravel or
Blacktop.
Yeah, we've had guys go in pretty deep with a front, whether they got a dozer blade or ice. You hit that spot on that gravel and she starts, right, Ron? I mean,
Well, hopefully it don't get too icy for you today.
Well, that's what the stage what it's doing.
No kidding.
All right, well, we're gonna move on, we gotta run some vehicles.
all right.
Thanks, guys.
We got Ron Engelbart's with years of service, so, I think they were gonna stick around. Doug, there's Doug, okay, thanks.
Yeah, Kossuth Regional Health Center isn't able to make it because of the weather, so, the packets are on.
Do we have?
Yes.
Ron. Congratulations. 20 years of service.
Maybe we'll get more and more. There we go. All right, thank you.
Yeah, you got any words of wisdom after 20 years?
No.
Thanks, Ron, for all your hard work. Ron's a good employee.
Can you critique the foreman right now? or anything?
I'll walk out, I'll walk out.
They're all good.
Yeah,
I want to sign that quick.
he's been a good worker for all 20 years. Appreciate everything that you do,
Sorry about that.
knowledge that you have, pass
Germania.
on to everybody.
You keep Germania in line.
That's right, that's right.
Thank you guys for coming.
Thanks, Ron. Have a good day.
Yeah.
In your packet, we had the third judicial district annual report for FY 2022.
No, it's not in the packet because it's big by.
Okay, does anybody want to go through it?
Who's on that committee?
Kyle, we looked at it last week. Yeah.
Just quickly.
So, let the record acknowledge that we'll put it in the file and we acknowledge that we received it. And we are up to decision to consider approving joint representation and conflict waiver with Shelby County for Alters and Conley and the Iowa Utility Board pipeline permit proceedings.
I'll make a motion.
Four,
Four.
Mr. Casey makes a motion for, do I have a second?
Second.
Ross second, discussion. I don't know how much further it's gone.
I talked to him last week. I called Mr. Whipple. And he said we had to discuss this. And I said, we already voted on it. He goes, well, I didn't know that. Had the auditor sent me what you voted on? And he says, your stuff's on my table right now and I'll get on it.
The ordinance, the first draft of the ordinance is done. He
Okay.
sent it to me and asked me to go through it. I've asked Doug if he would look through it with me. And then after that's done, then he will present it to the board. But he wants us to look through it. He has some comments he wants to talk to me about first. And then, maybe some additions or something. And so I've asked Doug if he would review it with me. And then after that's done, which will be the next day or so, then, he will submit it to you, maybe next week's meeting, I'm not sure.
So can we vote on it right away or do we have to have so many, paper or so many days of work?
That would be a question.
That'd be a question.
But it takes, I mean, you'll have to set a public hearing, you'll have to have 3 readings and, or how many is required, depending on whether you waive it.
So he does have the first draft.
But we can vote on it before our term is up, that we wanna go forward, correct?
Don't know how fast I'm guessing since he has the first draft done and he's just waiting for us to get back to him, I don't.
I don't think you can vote on it, you gotta.
Oh, yeah, you have to publish it first, it has to be published,
I don't think you guys will get to vote.
No.
no,
Because we won't, it'll be read 3 times. I'm
Yeah.
sure.
it has to be published first before a vote can happen.
But we gotta vote on it to get it published, correct? So we got that vote in there, correct? Alright.
We just can't go to pass the ordinance and all that stuff.
Yeah.
So that's to sign the waiver that you're talking about.
Right. Any other questions on the waiver?
Oh, and Roger, you were concerned about we'd be standing alone, you know, if we change the, and I told you, Palo Alto is supposed to get on board with us if we get ours passed.
Emmett?
Hancock is gonna get on it. Now I heard, I just forget, the one right south of Hancock, is it right or Worth? Right. Right. Matt Dover talked to him and he said, if you guys are all doing it, when they get it passed, give us a copy. Because I'll throw it in front of our board and there's a good chance we'll pass it. So there'll be 4 of us right here with the same setbacks.
I think Emmett is considered.
I know Green County over east or two there, up and running about it too.
There's some county on the radio that said they're doing the half mile setbacks also. And Whipple's on that, well, that somebody else is doing the half mile setback instead of the quarter mile. So,
As long as we have it consistent. Do a roll call vote?
Casey,
yes.
Lost.
Yes.
Platt.
Yes.
Jerks.
Yes. Passed unanimous. There. I think we're up to you, Doug.
There's no construction in the road right-of-way requests. Construction down at Irvington, that bridge, they did get some concrete poured there. They're stripping, cleaning things up. We're hoping that they can get guardrail on yet, and then we can open that bridge up. So a lot of it just depends on weather and how much work they get completed. Up in Lincoln Township, bridge on the west line of section 11 of Lincoln, they've got 2 caps poured, and they are going to get things buttoned up, but they're stopping operation for the winter. That's a gravel road, actually on no snow removal, so it's not any problem there. The wind energy, Kossuth Wind Energy, they've pretty much got all their reclaiming completed, and we have all those roads taken over, and the same with Ledyard Wind Power. Lone Rock, Hunter Rickey started at the Lone Rock shop yesterday. Blake Stevens started at the transfer station yesterday, and Scott and I interviewed a couple of people for the Titanca shop Friday. We are doing some background checks now, and hopefully get somebody, at least one person hired at Titanca. We'll see how that all goes. I have received some road and driveway permit information from both Navigator and Summit. I've replied back to them until they get anything from the Iowa utility boards. We're not going to take any action, approve anything. We will review things and be ready if it happens, but until that. I also sent out a request for quotes for a skid loader, our older skid loader. We have about $35,000 worth of repairs, tracks, possible, all the sprockets and different things that run the tracks, and then we got an engine valve in there. They've estimated it's about $35,000 to repair. We could purchase a new one like what we just purchased with trade for about $50,000. So I thought it'd be better to just go ahead and trade that one off and get one identical to the one we have.
Brand new.
It would be brand new, yes.
With tracks, right?
Yeah, with tracks. So operators would know they'd be identical. Operators would have everything together on that. We'd be able to put all of the different equipment on it, have everything be that way. So I've asked for the request for quotes, and I'll open those up next week.
You going on the Cat or you going Bobcat?
Caterpillar, yes. And that is all that I have right now. Oh, engineers conferences this week. I've got a farm to market review board meeting this afternoon. And then the conference is tomorrow, Thursday and Friday. So I'll be gone. And taking off, excuse me, a little bit prior on 10 o'clock. So.
bridge, you're talking a few weeks, month yet?
It depends on how soon they get that thing stripped. You know, they gotta get everything stripped and they gotta get everything cleaned up.
They got that road out yet?
No, I don't think so.
That temporary bridge, whatever
Right.
you call it, that's still on.
203.
So,
We can just drive through that, can't
well, actually, I mean, if they had the bridge deck cleared off, you know, they put all their material up there and work on it. I mean, we can get over the bridge.
we? I see the cranes are still there.
Yeah. So,
There's a lot of backhoe work the other day.
yeah,
I
they're
see
they're
working.
they're doing some work, but
Now, how far out are they past? Are they getting fined now? or-
oh yeah, they're working under penalty. Yes.
Is there
I don't know
several
how many days it is, but
days? Profit on that job.
right. Oh, excuse me, yes. One other thing. Sorry, Donna, I asked Donna to come over. We met with Blue Cross, Blue Shield, Karen and Vincent and some of her team yesterday afternoon. Why don't you come up and
I was
hit me?
gonna say,
Hit me on the
I
back of
was
the
gonna say,
head.
well, I was sitting back there,
Um,
and I just. you're-
We visited about a few different things that they offer. And one thing that Donna and I think would be worth it, they offer a couple of different options for Medicare. One is just a plain simple, we can have them come up and talk to employees that are thinking about retiring. And they can tell you, explain Medicare, explain the additional supplements, is that what they call them? Supplements to, that are available in naturally, you know, they sell those supplements. But they do have another Medicare, it's a group benefit. And maybe Donna, you know a little bit more about it than I do, but.
We've talked about it for a couple of years, I think off and on. The group benefit plan is something that is, it's Plan F, which is no longer available in the individual market. It would have to be through a group. It would be at the employee's discretion, at the employee's cost, but it's a way to enter, in my understanding, Medicare with a group rate, and you continue that group rate throughout versus every year looking at what your plan is, and it's the Part B. The one thing the board would need to approve that, there would be a separate binder, there would not be any fiscal impact to the board, it would be just a benefit to offer at the employee's discretion upon their retirement at age 65.
Is that the one where they can never cancel it?
I don't know if I'll say never cancel it, but it stays like when you enter, it's at a rate and it does not go up, maybe 2 to 3%, where usually most Medicare increases as your age increases. I think the current rate is about $218.40 a month. They said they had about a 2 to 3% increase last year. Again, Plan F is no longer available in the individual marketplace. It would only be for group. But that would be something the board, I'll probably put on the agenda next week. What they're looking at, they can come to the Medicare conference seminar anytime. You have to actually act on if you want to go into a group benefit. And then it would be about 45 days to get that binder prepared, and then they would give that information to staff.
Is there any cost, no cost to the county, the taxpayer?
Not to the county, no, the individual.
To the individual.
Individual would be eligible, or be
Right,
the responsible party.
so it's mainly, it's their supplement insurance.
Correct. Right. So the Medicare seminar, I think in general, there's always questions. I mean, that's something that people have questions about. But I think it would be advantageous to look at the group benefit seriously too, so that they have that option. For some people, maybe that option F is not going to work for them, depending on their circumstances. So I don't think that it would be bad information for those that are, I think they indicated we had 23 over 63 and 50 between 60, so about 70 some.
That's individuals,
Individuals.
not necessarily
That's right.
employees. It might be some spouses in there as well, in that number.
You say?
I think she said, and I have it written down, 23 over 63 and then 50 to 60. So I'm assuming 60 to 63, but we know we have a few others knocking on that 60 door. Maybe we're counted.
Speak for yourself.
I'm looking at everybody here.
Give me the idea.
Well, you're probably in that first number.
Jack's only 39.
Anyway, again, it's more for information, and I think the thing that we need to consider is the timeliness, and I think how we communicate this to staff too.
So does that cover all of them then? Like, isn't there a B, a C?
You get A automatically, or not automatically,
A
on
is A, but
65.
then there's a.
B is your supplement, and then D is your prescription, and I think they indicated D would be a whole different conversation, because most people's circumstances are all
So
different.
what's the F then?
The F is actually a part of B.
Yeah, it pays you what B doesn't pay.
Pay for A, is a supplement. And I'm by no means an expert on this, and so I think having Wellmark presented, especially when people start talking about the different circumstances, that's just a lot.
D is the one that can get expensive.
Prescription, and all that.
But to me, it isn't, there's no cost to the county for this at all. This is more or less for all of our employees to learn a little bit, give them the opportunity, and then if we have that group and if employees find it beneficial, they can certainly sign up for it. So I think it'd be good for employees.
Then that, so when people leave, is the life insurance that we have, employees can take that with them and pay that,
They can continue up to $5,000 for $250 a month.
5,000 worth of coverage?
Yeah, 5,000 with coverage. When they're employed, it's 25,000. And it does, I think, age out.
And that's the most you can have is 5,000, you can't buy the extra?
I have not heard that you could. That's just what's offered.
And then what about the dental and vision?
The-
Can you carry that out too?
Dental and vision end at 65. I think Aflac has talked about that there's a product that they sell for dental. And because our dental just, we were just informed last year that they could
Well,
not
if you're
continue
employed,
past.
as long as you're employed, you still have, when you leave, you can't.
Right, you can't COBRA or continue it after age 65. And you can't for your health insurance either. But up until 65, retired or employed, if you're eligible.
Some of the plan.
I'll put it on the agenda for next week, but we kind of,
So,
it's
yeah.
about a 2-hour information. They've talked a lot of
Right.
different things, so I think that's what we pulled out as initially to start with, and obviously when the rates are released, you guys will see us back.
And we can certainly too, make them available if you would have some questions. They would be virtually they
Yeah,
didn't say they'd necessarily drive up.
no, but I think
We
Corey
could
said.
put them in a conference call or something like that.
Zoom.
Yeah,
Mhm.
okay,
Okay.
all right.
Okay,
Very
so
good.
Contact Corey on that.
Yeah, would you please?
Yeah.
Thank you,
Okay.
Donna.
Sounds good.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Tom. Anything else, Doug?
No, I don't believe so.
Donna, we have wellness tomorrow, right?
Pardon me?
We have wellness tomorrow. so-
12 is tomorrow, yeah, I'm doing it a week early, just because we need to get the plan for next year figured out, and that was something we talked about yesterday a little bit too.
8:30 down there. All right.
Have you had a chance to look at that ordinance that I sent?
Darn it.
Let me know.
Uh-oh, now Donna made a mess. I did not. I skimmed over it, looked over some of his comments, but
Okay,
I did not get
Don, there's
any.
paper towels right there. That's paper, what is it?
yeah, up there.
Sorry. I can't really reach it, no. It's hard for me to reach.
Maybe sometimes we can get together because we need to practice.
Yeah, I plan on, I'll be in Des Moines tonight and I'll read through it and I'll be visiting with you, yes.
Thank you, Doug, for doing that, I really appreciate
If there's nothing else, Doug, we're gonna start drainage. March. You canceled Jim Hudson.
it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think sure it'd be better when Supervisor Stecker was here.
Okay, so that's been moved to the 27th.
Okay. 27. Charge for the drainage district crossing, I think the other counties have changed their ordinance, most of them to over 7,500.
There's some, so in your folder I put, the ones that have the 7,500 was for the. If it was a difficult access,
Yeah.
pipeline is big. So they had 7,500 for each crossing. And then the rest have the 750 up to 750, but it's by individual, and ours is 1,000 for tile crossings
Right.
at this time.
The money they're throwing around, add another zero to it. They're throwing a lot of cash out there.
What's the,
And this is just a copy of, I mean, this says the Dakota access. It's not actually for the current thing.
No, that's what they had in place
Okay.
for that, and that was.
So what are they doing for the other thing? I'm gonna have the current thing.
They're working on what they were gonna do.
So we're at 1,000, we wanna go to where?
Roger's the one that put it on the agenda. Discussion, so whether you wanna up it, or it does say case by case.
you,
What do you want to go up to, Roger?
well, you wanna be consistent with some of the other surrounding counties. They're gonna try and go to 7,500 requests, and if you wanna do that, that's fine with me, but we have to do it pretty soon.
Well, if the other counties are doing it, why we wouldn't?
Yeah.
It's totally up to the board, I say, I will bring it up and we'll talk about it.
I said throw a zero on it, be 10 grand, so 75 is close.
Be consistent with the ordinance, consistent with the drainage problem.
So we have to
We'll have to,
do a resolution.
yeah, to amend our drainage crossings.
So we can't do that today.
No, but we'll have to have a motion to do that.
I'll make the motion that they change it to 7,500, I got no problem.
I have a motion by Galen, do I have a second? I'll second. We'll get it on the agenda and do a thorough discussing of the ordinance and, yeah. Is there any more discussion on it? Everybody understands what we're doing? I don't have a complete list of who's changing there.
Well, that's just tile, that's not,
Right.
not,
Just
dredge,
the
if
county
they,
names.
if they gotta go underneath the dredge of that, they don't get charged nothing there,
If they cross the dredge, yeah.
right? They would do that.
Yeah.
Every crossing of any drainage district facility
Right.
requires an easement. So whether it is a 8-inch lateral or a 24-inch main, or if it is a drainage district open ditch, it all is a crossing. I mean, we have our procedures, and I have forwarded these on to both Summit and Navigator as they were written, so. Would you like me to just amend that then and put, instead of 1,000, 7,500?
I don't think we're changing anything else in the drainage crossing ordinance. Yeah.
Okay. Very good. It's not an ordinance either.
No,
This is just procedures
yeah,
that
resolution,
the drainage that you guys have approved, so.
So what we did today takes care of it, or do we have to,
No.
we have to put it on next week?
Because we'll have to.
I think it would be better to
Amend
amend it and take action on it
Right.
next week. Then we'll have a new adoption date on this and all, so.
we'll have a resolution number on it.
Yeah, we can certainly put a
I
resolution
think that's,
together.
We
I-
have the resolution already, so we can just change the word.
What resolution is it?
It's a resolution setting crossing fee for Dakota Access LLC.
Okay, see, we're a little bit different, because we have procedures.
I think we wanna follow what we have.
Yeah, we did not do the drainage district crossing similar to the resolutions that the Drainage District Association modeled.
So we're not changing that.
No, we're gonna change what we have.
Yeah, and that's how we've handled the high voltage transmission lines, the wind energy conversion systems. In all actuality, if somebody's putting in a fiber optic line, they really need to be following this. So if that is the case, then they would be paying $7,500 for their easements as well, so.
Why can fiber optics go in the road or right alongside the road, nobody else can? Just easier?
Well, I mean, anyone can try. There is, in fact, we successfully defended the use of putting transmission lines from wind energy in the road right of way. Road right of way is an easement, and it's for transportation purposes. And there is case law out there where
They put it on the agenda for next week.
utility companies have tried to put their, or anyone has tried to put their components in the road right away. Well, if a landowner has not given those people permission to put that in the road right away, landowners still have rights. And that's where attorneys can represent landowners and object to that kind of thing. And that's what we did with the Wex Energy, where we told them that they had no right to do it. And we, through our attorneys, Brick, Gentry, they successfully stopped, the county stopped some wind energy from being developed.
Because when I farmed the west half of section 12, or the east half of section 12, I didn't have an option. They said, this is what we're gonna pay, we're going through your field, we're gonna rip your crop. I didn't get an option, yes or no.
Do you own the property?
I was just.
Well, they were talking with the owners of the property. I mean, as a tenant, and I'm not an attorney, I mean, as a tenant, you have some rights. As the road department, we have some rights. Owners you know, they still own in fee simple there, so,
Cause the only reason I was asking that is that gravel road right south of Mom's,
yeah.
they couldn't do that when they were putting them wind towers on, they couldn't do that, grind that road up and make it like a concrete road, because there's a fiber optic line running down that gravel road.
Yeah,
That's what I was wondering, why don't they always do it down the gravels or fields or wherever they can, huh?
yeah, I mean, there's a fiber optic on the Laverne Sexton Road that's outside of our road right away.
Thought they pulled that,
On the
that's where they-
west,
Thought that's where they pulled it, they put it in the field now.
they put it on private property, yeah.
Okay.
So, I mean, there's utilities, there's infrastructure on private property, there's infrastructure on the road. And it's a rights question, legal right question, so. Well, I'll get that taken care of and
Okay.
get it, in your guys' packet.
I will just have all those in favor of changing it and starting the procedure, and next week we'll have it on the agenda. All those in favor of that say aye. Aye. Opposed, motion carried. Marge, we have a drainage request.
It's already been.
It's already been repaired, so I would think that we approve it, you want me to sign it?
Thanks, Doug. Thanks, Doug.
Thank you.
Send that down to Kyle's desk. And we had one other repair up there that the contractor was doing, and he said he was gonna send you the email. The request. Yeah. So now I think it's named after-
David.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's contacted you. Dwayne.
Dwayne David,
Yep.
yeah.
He called and said the contractor was in the field and they
Yeah.
could fix it, and I said, we could fix it.
Yeah.
We're good.
Mark, they ever get that stuff done over in back one, the 5 fixes, don't you know? Ricel's supposed to do them, there's
I
5 or
think
6.
he's doing some on the south end. I haven't gotten any bills in that he's completed any, but I believe he's working on some.
Mr. Nath, when you take over next year, make sure them jobs get done over there. Keep that in the back of your head, that Reitzel's doing the job. Just make sure that he gets it done as soon as he can, because then people want it done before spring work.
Yeah, he's got 3 or 4 things to do over there.
I had like 5 or 6 myself.
Yeah.
And then you got 1 or 2 to the north of me.
Yeah, I got some over there you haven't done yet.
That repair request, taken care of by the supervisors.
Do I have a second to Blatt's motion?
I'll second it.
Second by Casey. All those in favor of the motion, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carried. Thank you, Marge. Anything else, Marge?
I did talk to Jim Hudson, and, he had talked about Goodwin, and about Goodwin is,
It's fine with taking
and he's gonna put some motions to the court to
dismiss,
proceed, yeah.
because he had dismissed once before.
Correct.
Is this, I don't know, I didn't read all 500 pages, is this all the same issues?
Haven't read it.
Oh,
He was gonna go through it and file some motions, and then he would get back to us on, but he felt he had a good understanding, and he would coordinate with Bolton and Meeks
good,
attorney,
because they dismissed it once before.
and it's very possible.
He did get back to us on Friday afternoon about what to do with the paperwork that we were getting for the,
Okay, I've had calls from the past supervisors and what's going
Yeah,
on, and
yeah, he said just to,
And Goldberg would represent all of them because they were PACs and as drainage trustees, they still be the same.
yeah, he said just to call them and let them know that the packets were here and if they were keeping them up. And so I talked to all of them yesterday and they will stop by and pick them up.
Did they?
They're able, they have not yet, but they will, they indicated, each of them indicated they would stop by.
Because they called me last beginning last week.
Yeah, it was Thursday, I think, we found that back to us and said, yeah, just call.
Pam said she was moving to Texas.
Yeah, I texted her yesterday.
Don called me yesterday. I don't know how to do anymore. I don't know anymore.
Yeah. I told them all it was too much to me, so.
Yeah.
They all
got packages like
Yeah, they're all the same size.
I got a bunch of beaver dams I trapped out. Do you want me to have the landowners make requests to tear them out, or do you just want me to come in someday and tell you where they're at? And I do the request.
You can
You can
do
do
the
it. You can do it.
If you're a trustee, so you can do that.
You can make the request, it's just.
If you have locations, you can put it in.
I didn't know if I had to have, talk to them first, because I know they want the dam ripped out.
Yeah, rip the dams out. You got the beavers trapped?
Well, they did.
Good.
Okay.
Rip the dams out, get it done.
That Phil Reitzel probably won't touch until, you got that under for one, that's why I was wondering if he's gonna come down and do them, I could give him about, I gotta see which ones are in drainage districts, cause I know Zephyrs is private, that won't get done. He's got 4 dams himself, but that's all private drainage.
Anything else, Mike? Thank you. Thanks for getting all the husbands and good one. And, we're gonna have, do you have any committee reports, Mr. Casey?
No, I just had people call me on the, several times on the pipeline stuff. But otherwise, no, I got one tomorrow, I got one this tomorrow, they moved it up a week.
Doug, do you have something else?
Yeah, I had some plans that were laying on my desk when I got down there. These are asphalt plans for next year. They'll be led at the Department of Transportation in March. And there's a time where things need to be reviewed, make sure that everything can be put into a contract, so the DOT reviews them. So they're due to the DOT next Tuesday, but since we're all here, I was wondering if the board would just sign these.
Yes. Which blacktops are there?
This would be Lots Creek Road. There's a pavement to the west, or east of the old Whitmore Golf Course, and there's a pavement that runs south out of Lone Rock. 3 projects there.
Are they doing the Route 2 road next year? Is that 2 years?
No,
That's 2
that's
years.
a few years out, I'm not sure. I'm gonna have to rejuggle my program just a little bit, cause with the switch from SWAP funding back to federal funding, SWAP funding can be used on any farm to market route or above. The federal funding has to be, have a collector classification, and I had farm to market, so I gotta do some things, bits and things different, and get them over to our tech committee. But, we'll be doing that, putting that together in the program.
So the Route 2 road's good, so they get where Johnny, where Munson's gonna put that driveway. Then
Right.
There's about a half mile where it's kind of, but the rest of the road's good.
So this one, so Whitmore took over that road.
No, that's not part of that farm to market
That's
extension.
not okay.
No.
That's just east of town, you said?
Yeah,
Like
the old golf course, it's east of the golf
Right.
course. It's actually, it'd be the same P20, it just jogs a little bit to get over there. So. All right, thank you.
Anything else, Doug?
I don't think so.
Okay.
If not, it's gonna have to wait till next week.
Okay.
Thanks.
Donnie, do you have anything?
I don't.
Okay. I didn't have anything. We're up to our auditor.
Okay, just a couple things. Today from 1 to 5 is the trustee election for DD 61 North that the County is holding. They're holding at the Whittemore Fire Station. It's just for the people that are in Kossuth County, I believe, that are in that drainage district. Carmen's handling all of that, so we're not involved in just a reminder that that is happening at the Whittemore Fire Station this afternoon. Next week, at 5 o'clock, we have the compensation board, meeting, for anybody that can attend. I believe all the board representatives are able to make that, so it should work well. On the agenda for next week is just a regular meeting so far, nothing unusual. We're busy in our office, finishing up valuations, and I'm finishing up reconciling tips to get the tip reconciliations out to all the cities, and then finishing tip for our budgets. We're, have all the worksheets out to the department heads. They have to be back in next Friday, and then we have, budget workshop scheduled for the first week in June.
Did you get a hold of Myrtle and tell her that I'm out? Got her in?
Yes.
And was I correct, she don't need the other 2 spots
Correct,
filled? Because
yes.
Kyle was, seemed really concerned about it.
No, correct, and that is on the agenda for the January, the first meeting in January, so.
To put the other, well, we don't have to do the connect one, do we?
I don't know, I sent her, we filled out the sheet that had Roger's name instead of yours, and I emailed it to her, and she had told her that the rest would be done in January. And she said she appreciated that.
Because Donnie's a 1 or 2 spots.
Yeah.
I think he was 2 spots, wasn't he? And then connect, which I don't know, we don't have to still connect to it.
I don't know,
It's not a supervisor in that spot.
and I don't know if we make it that, if you guys make that recommendation, or if somebody else does.
I don't remember ever doing connect.
Okay, so then maybe that's on her. So, then that's all.
That's it?
That's all.
Tam, do we know a day yet for when we get installed or sworn in yet?
I'm still waiting for Judge Gales. She's
Oh, okay.
hoping to do it on the 28th, but she has not heard confirmation from her family as to what their travel plans are
Oh,
yet.
sure.
So as soon as she gets back to me, then I will know for sure. If she is unable to do it the 28th, then we'll reach out to Judge Courtney and see if he is able to do it. So far, I have not heard back from her. And I don't want to be too pushy.
Yeah. I was just curious.
Yeah, no, I'm still waiting. She had told me she would get back to me soon as she knew for sure.
Sounds good.
I can't think of anything else. That's gotta be, might not make it next week,
Okay,
don't know yet. I gotta think of something,
okay,
to see, find somebody else.
okay. Are the rest of you going to be Okay, it's kind of long.
I'll text you in the morning, you know.
Okay.
Well, let's go on break until 10 o'clock.
Yeah.